Welcome to the Paranormal Bible Podcast, where we shine a light on some of the spookiest stories we can dig up from the world of flash fiction. This week's Paranormal Probe, I think it's safe to say we've got two tales that are going to leave you checking under the bed tonight, and maybe even sleeping with the lights on.
We're going to kick things off with a story called From the Shadows, and it paints a pretty bleak picture.
Bleak is putting it mildly. I mean, we're talking a world completely swallowed by darkness. But it's not just the absence of light that's terrifying, is it?
No, not at all. We're thrown into this post-apocalyptic world where some event, they just call it the event, right, has unleashed this sentient darkness. It's like the shadows themselves are alive, you know?
Yeah, and not just alive, but predatory. Like this quote we get from Elias, one of the survivors in the story. He says, "Funny thing about darkness, it always finds you, even when you think you've outrun it." That sends shivers down my spine when I read that.
Oh, absolutely. It sets up this sense of inevitability, right? You can't escape it. You can't hide from it. The darkness is always there, lurking, waiting.
It's like the darkness itself is the antagonist, rather than any specific creature or monster.
It is, and it's described in a way that makes it feel so much more menacing than just a lack of light. The story talks about them, the shadows moving, slithering across the cracked asphalt, and, Asher, the youngest of the survivors, even senses them as being, like, louder and angrier at times.
Which is just thinking about that, having to constantly be aware of the mood of the darkness around you, that's just bone-chilling.
Yeah, it's like trying to read the emotions of something that has no face, no form. It's this constant state of unease and uncertainty.
And then there's Asher, right? This poor kid isn't just afraid of the darkness. He seems to have this terrifying connection to it. He shivers not from cold, but from these whispers he hears.
Yeah.
Like echoes of something way worse than just the dead.
That's what really intrigued me about this story. It's not just a survival story. It's about this almost psychic connection that Asher has with the darkness.
Yeah, like he's tapped into something ancient and powerful, and maybe not entirely evil.
Exactly. It's not clear if he's being guided or manipulated by these whispers, but it definitely gives him an edge in this world. There's this scene where a shadow lunges at him, and he just instinctively tells it no, and it recoils.
I mean, can you imagine? Just the sheer terror of that moment, but also the power.
Right, and that's the big question, isn't it? Is this kid humanity's last hope, or is he a ticking time bomb?
And then there's Maya, always the pragmatist. She says, knowing what's out there is one thing. Believing the world can get even worse. That's something else entirely. I mean, talk about foreshadowing.
I know, right? Even in this world where the darkness itself is alive and hunting them, there's still this underlying dread that things can always get worse.
And of course they do. Asher's connection to the shadows seems to grow almost against his will. There's this horrifying attack where the shadows become solid, clawing at their shelter, and he tries to push them back and physically push them back with his mind. And it works, but
it draws the attention of something much, much bigger.
right. Out of the darkness comes this hulking spectral form with burning eyes. It's clear that Asher's little display of power has caught the attention of something on a whole other level.
Yeah, it's like the shadows we've seen so far were just the minions. This thing, it knows about Asher. It's almost like it was waiting for him to reveal himself.
So they flee, guided by Asher's whispers, right into the heart of this ruined city, and end up at this skeletal high-rise, a place the whispers want him to go. It's not just about survival anymore. It's like he's being drawn towards some kind of destiny.
Or a trap, or we don't know. And then the climax. This incredible confrontation with multiple huge shadows, and Asher just unleashes this wave of darkness, his own darkness. It's like he's become the very thing he fears.
It's such a powerful, ambiguous ending. Did he defeat them? Is he in control? Or has he become something else entirely? I mean, what's waiting for them inside that high-rise? It's just so unsettling.
It really makes you think about the nature of power and control and darkness. Sometimes the things we fear the most, the things we try to push away, they're already a part of us.
Well, on that cheerful note, let's move on to our second paranormal probe, shall we? This one takes us out of the literal darkness and into the world of theater. But trust me, it's just as creepy.
This story, The Last Stage, it plays with this fascinating and terrifying idea. What if the characters you create, the stories you tell, they could actually come to life?
Yeah, not in a nice, heartwarming way. This playwright, Alex Wells, his play, The King of Crows, was a flop.
Yeah.
But the characters, They seem to have a mind of their own.
A very dangerous mind of their own. And there's this quote from a character, Dr. Evelyn Price. She says, "A play is not merely words, Alex. It's a birthing ground. And the audience, the midwives of the soul."
It gives you chills, doesn't it? It does. It's like she's suggesting that stories have this real tangible power, that they can somehow influence the world around us.
Exactly. And in this case, that influence is deadly. The prop master from Alex's play is found dead. And the manner of his death, it mirrors a scene straight out of the script.
And that's where Detective Silva, who's investigating the case, he starts to think that maybe Alex isn't just delusional. Maybe there's something really supernatural going on.
And it gets even creepier.
Yeah.
Alex has this encounter with a figure who looks exactly like the villain from his play, the Shadow King, right there on the stage. But the voice, it's not coming from the figure. It's like it's inside Alex's head.
Yeah, and it offers him this Faustian bargain. Serve me, it says, and the world will become your stage.
Classic temptation, right? Ultimate power in exchange for, well, his soul, essentially.
And Detective Silva, even he starts to see that there's something more to all of this. He says to Alex, "Sometimes, Mr. Wells, the greatest monsters wear not masks, but smiles." It's like he's suggesting that the real monster might be Alex himself, or something inside him.
I love that line. It adds this layer of psychological horror to the story. Is Alex being manipulated, or is he somehow complicit in what's happening?
And as things get worse, more people connected to the play start dying in these bizarre scripted ways. Alex ends up turning to Dr. Evelyn Price, a parapsychologist, for help. And she reveals this truly disturbing truth. Alex's words, they have a kind of hunger. They're resonating with this ancient, powerful being that feeds on narratives, and the theater, it's like this conduit, this amplifier for its power.
So it's not just the characters that are coming to life, it's the story itself. It's like the play has become a portal for something truly evil.
And the solution they come up with, it's so clever, so meta. They decide to stage one last play, but this time it's not for an audience. It's a trap, a ritual designed to bind this entity.
It's like they're fighting fire with fire, using the power of storytelling to defeat a creature that feeds on stories.
The climax is this incredible, tense scene where Alex is on stage, not as the writer, but as a participant in this dangerous ritual. And the Shadow King appears, but not as he expected. It's his former leading lady. She's become the vessel for this entity, the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah, that scene, it highlights how insidious this thing is. It can twist anything, anyone to its will.
And in the end, Alex confronts it using a prop mirror in the final lines of his play. But did he win? Did he trap it? Or has he just become more entangled in its web? The story leaves us with this lingering sense of unease. We don't know what truly happened.
Which is, of course, the best kind of horror, the kind that stays with you long after the story is over.
So two very different tales of darkness, both literal and metaphorical, both external and internal. It makes you wonder, what stories are we telling? What narratives are shaping our world? And what unseen forces might be listening? Maybe the shadows are more than just shadows. Maybe they're waiting for us to give them form, to give them power.